Good evening and welcome back to the final sessions of today's THU TV. We're back live from Troia in Portugal, and I'm here with my old friend André. Not that old.
Not that
Don't
old.
worry. Who is Mr. THU himself, Mr. Horse.
Oh my God.
And we're going to talk about stuff and maybe some things as well.
Okay, let's do it.
Right. So let's start with one really interesting question that I've been wondering about for a very, very long time, which is how the hell did you come up with this idea of doing THU in the first place?
Well, it's pretty simple. I wanted to get clients and to my company. I had a young company at the time, and we sent several emails to several companies to show our show reel, and they never reply. So I had the idea, well, I will bring all of them to Portugal and I will introduce myself.
Right.
However, after the first THU, everything changed, and I realized that what I was doing in the time wasn't what I wanted for my life, and THU started to be something else. It's quite simple. It's like was a marketing.
What did it become?
Become a community, become a movement, something that we change the industry in a way after THU. Before THU, we didn't have any other events besides FMX, of course, a really incredible event, SIGGRAPH, or even View in Italy, but there wasn't any art real event. Behind the Iron Curtain was a big inspiration, like Massive Black Workshop. However, that they already were over, so was organic. I didn't expect to do and to achieve what we have achieved so far.
Right. And I think I've been to several THUs now where you say, this is the last one I'm ever doing. And then there is always one more. It seems like it's been like a few bullets coming your way and like...
It's true. We never know. We are doing this for different reasons that the others are doing.
Right.
And we never know. This is not our business. We have other business. This is let's say a part-time job that takes a lot of energy and a lot of money, to be honest. And we never know if we are going to do the next event.
Right.
It's depending on sponsors, depending on even our lives now. I have a kid, 4 months old, and I'm still trying to understand if can I do another event? Can I spend several months away from my kid working in this madness? Can I do it?
Right.
So that's the question.
But it's pretty intense.
It is.
It is pretty intense.
It's really all the details behind THU, and obviously you need to be here to understand. It takes a lot of time from me and my team. Obviously, my team nowadays, I have a really cool team that helped me to make this experience possible. But it takes a lot of time. That's no doubt.
So this evening sessions are about education and about money.
All right.
I've talked to a lot of people today about education. So with you, I'd like to talk about money.
Okay.
You mentioned that it's expensive to put this on. And is it profitable? Are you making money?
We're not losing money for the first time. What is amazing, but yet we had to cut our team. We had to make a lot of hard choices to make sure that we will not lose money.
Right.
It's still not in that moment that we starting to be profitable.
Right.
In a way that we can use that money to other stuff.
Right. So you may not be able to buy a Lamborghini, but maybe you can...
No, Lamborghini, no. A scooter.
Hyundai.
Hyundai. Maybe a Hyundai.
Well, they're a sponsor. Maybe you can make it happen.
It's possible.
Anything's possible. But that's exciting, though, because obviously this is the fifth time?
Fifth time.
So it's taken 4 times of not really making it go into the black until you've managed to dial in all the dials and make it happen. Most people I know would have given up a long time ago. What keeps you going? Why do you keep doing this?
Well, we stopped after 3 years, as you know. 3 years ago, me and Scott, we decided it was enough. So we stopped it. We continue, and we are still here because of Lenovo, obviously.
What happened?
They got it. They didn't allow me to finish this dream.
Right.
So basically, they came up with, okay, how can we help? What do you need to continue this? And we made our math. We gave them the number, and they said we are in. and it's unbelievable. I never saw any brand like Lenovo that, or at least Special Grayson Davis and his team, that they really care about the community. And like he said in the opening ceremony, it's all about the soul. And I know I'm lucky. It's not usual to have this kind of partnership. So I'm enjoying the moment so far, and I'm blessed to have these partnerships that allow me to do this for the community.
But it feels to me like, from what you're saying and from what I hear lots of other people say, that really you feel like you're going to have to do this for the community, for the people who love this, for the people who...
Well, one thing I know, I'm only continue to do if I believe that I'm changing something.
Right.
I will never do an event like the other before. I need to bring something new. I need to improve something new in a way that if you are coming to THU, even for the second time, third time, or fourth time, you can experience something new, and that is the most important thing. Continue. All depends about the partnerships. All depends about how nowadays the partnership, more than money, it's about what they can help us to build the experience. For example, Oculus. And we have been talking with Oculus in the last days to understand what you did right and you did wrong during this year, and if we're doing another year, how can we literally bring something new to the world, not only for this community. This is an innovation hub nowadays for this, for our partners, and we want that.
Well, it kind of has to work that way, right? Because for a partner, for a sponsor, or for somebody who wants to make a dent in the world, yes, there's 900 people here, but 900 people isn't a lot of people.
No, it isn't.
So you have to kind of find ways of reaching beyond that and actually inspiring people. And
that's why it's THU TV. It's a crazy, crazy project. And still now, the community doesn't understand THU TV. Again, it's what we are trying to do. We know that it needs a lot of time to change mentalities. Even these young kids, and even here at THU, the way they approach the speakers, the difference between speakers, it's insane, because they literally don't understand who are they don't do the homework.
Right, they don't know who the audience is.
Even for THU TV, they really don't get it yet. We wanted to we know that we have an incredible content, the kind of content that you need to watch every day. You can watch every day during 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not about software, not about live demos. It's about the kind of stuff that you can't find at home. Sorry, in school. It's really hard, and even it's content for professionals. But it's a crazy project. Once again, it's not easy. But THU TV is one of the ways that we have been using to reach out to more markets and more people, to make sure that we can have a different community, a better community.
But I feel like this is, I mean, obviously we're part of THU TV, so I'm very excited about that part. But I feel like a lot of what I hear people are excited about coming here for is what happens at night, right? The conversations you have with the people in the King Oasis, the conversations that happen when you do in-person portfolio reviews, and you have there's some amazingly strong connections that are made here.
But that is the secret of THU. That is the THU.
But how do you replicate that as a TV channel?
You can't. It's a type of experience that you need to be here to really get it, and that's why you pay 600 euros for a ticket, and that's why you pay 29 euros for a ticket. It's the difference between the online and the physical event.
But I guess the thing I'm trying to figure out then is, if you say that people don't understand the TV, but it is a very different experience, so is that not two different things? Or do you feel that people still get a lot of value out of watching the talks?
Well, the talks are global information. It's information that will allow them to actually to move forward in their careers. Like it's telling stories, inspirational stories. At the end of the day, it's part of why the attendees, they pay 600 tickets to be here.
Right.
Obviously, they have the extra, that is the bonus of actually talking with the speakers every day, because THU TV works in that environment.
Yeah.
But for anyone at home, that they can actually, well, even the THU TV, even the THU attendees, they have access to THU TV, and they bought a THU TV. So they understood because they were here. However, for people at home, or especially for the community at home, they still don't get it. That's we know the numbers. The live has been super cool, incredible, to be honest. The subscription, it's cool. We grow, but we know that for the effort that us, Supercell and Nordus, we did to make sure that the content is less expensive, better content, less expensive, we are expecting to have more reach out to everywhere in the world. And so far, we didn't. Let's see. We are rebranding the website. We are doing a lot of stuff to make sure that at least this content can be used in a different way. We are already using this in terms of social responsibility. Our partnership with Nordus, we gave 100 tickets for Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3 for scholarships.
Great.
So we are using this to help young communities. So I'm really proud about THU TV in a way.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I think what I love about that is that you do have a way of getting... So what I'm understanding from all the interviews I've done over the past 3 days is that there's 3 big pieces to making it as an artist in this space in general. One piece is having a really good portfolio and strong technical skills and all that kind of stuff, and it's a really important piece of that. And I guess THU TV is actually a way of seeing how the best of the best do it, and that's a really important part of the education piece.
Well, what I learned here at THU, and every year we struggle, is to guide the artists. And they don't do the homework. They don't make the correct questions. And THU TV is, at least from our perspective and even the speaker perspective in each talks, is to come on stage and actually tell the audience to make the correct questions.
Right.
Why I need this, what I need to do to have a job, what I need to do to have a different career. And they just ask. They don't ask, I want, but they don't ask the question, why I need this, why I need to change, why I don't have a job, why I wasn't accepted in that work. And even Maciej Kuciara he said in his talk that, and this is brutal, and he used this expression, you send emails to everyone and no one's reply, it's because your portfolio is not good enough, pure and simple. You don't need to complain. It's because your portfolio is not good enough. So you need to keep working and keep training until you actually...
until somebody replies.
Someone replies. And a lot of young kids, they just, I don't understand why they didn't reply. Nobody replied to my portfolio. Even in this year, THU, several attendees, they tried to subscribe for the recruitment. And some of them, they were not good enough for any company. And they were complaining, why they didn't choose me? Well, because we are not good enough, pure and simple.
Right.
It's a reality check, and I'm maybe the community is afraid about this reality check, but it's the only way to actually help them and to help them to move forward.
Yeah.
And it's our mission in the way to give this hope and this wisdom. So in the future, we have a better community.
But also a swift kick to the shins, right? I mean, if you're not... So I've been in this situation myself where I'm hiring people and I'm kind of seeing people's work, and if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. There's nothing... I mean, I don't have time to train people. And...
Me neither.
Right? And I think it's a really kind of common sense is uncommon.
It's a society problem in that sense. Like people don't analyze them in the correct way. They don't even care. It's a selfish thing that we all have in a way.
But how do you think we're able to build that? How can an organization and an event like THU help instill that in people?
Well, everything about THU is about meritocracy. We don't give tickets, or if you give tickets, it's because you deserve, to be honest.
Right.
We don't. We help if for some reason you show that you deserve to be helped. So there's a lot of rules, a lot of ethical things, and so by showing, people are changing. It's a really stupid example, but the garbage at THU, it's a good example. In the beginning, they don't care about Greg, and we show a video about Greg by showing them in a different way. They start to understand the message and they start changing.
Right.
And THU is a psychology experience. So everything we do is to break them down and to actually make sure that they can go back home, even professionals or young students, and they can see the world in a different way. And this happens. This is not marketing.
Is it working?
Bullshit. It's completely working. That's no doubt about that. That's why we continue to sell out in days. And And even here, the reaction this year has been tremendous. It's the best year so far, in my opinion.
So I think there's actually a really interesting point we could talk about there, which is, I've heard many times now that it was sold out in 2 or 3 days, which is amazing, but from a business point of view, that's not a good thing, right? It means that the tickets were too cheap.
Or is too cheap, or we had a few tickets. There's the two ways.
Sure. But if it sells out, so I mean, in my mind, ideally, you should sell the very last tickets 3 days before it starts.
I know.
Then you've kind of priced it correctly.
Unfortunately, because of how this community works, even the society, the community still thinks that we are the most expensive event. At the end, we are not the most expensive event. We are.
Sure, I went to SIGGRAPH. That was.
No, but even comparing with other European events, we are a 7 days event. Like the others are only 2 days or 3 days event.
Yeah.
And if they compare prices, at the end, we are not the less expensive event. And we started at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we finish at 2
3
o'clock.
a.m.
3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
We give happy hours. We a lot of other
No, I'm
stuff.
not arguing it's too expensive or too cheap.
No. The question is like we can't raise the price up. We can't.
Why?
Because unfortunately, still, I know a lot of young artists. They struggle to get this ticket. So even the same thing we do at THU here, that we protect the young, and not the healthy, but the young kids. That's why we have a flat price this year for the food, €7. The same thing we do in terms of tickets. We still protect the young kids. We can't go down in terms of 600, but at least if we can survive or doing THU for €600, we will do it, to be honest. I prefer to get solutions to get the price less expensive and give them to the tribe members, that the veterans, the ones that actually have been supporting us and having like €800 or €900 for the newcomers. It's, well, first I need to understand if I'm doing another event. If you do,
Sure.
It's the kind of stuff that has been in my mind to solve. I need to solve this problem.
Yeah.
And that's it. The price of the ticket is really, really tricky.
Well, of course it is. But what I'm wondering is, say, for example, in a parallel universe, right? You could run an experiment where you say, okay, the ideal way of doing this is 2 weeks before the event starts, we sell the last ticket. That means that the ticket price is €2,000, right? It's very expensive. A lot of people who you really want to be here, they can't afford it. And that's a problem. So how do you solve that problem? But if you start with the starting point of actually trying to plan it out in such a way where you do actually get a lot more money in, which means you can reinvest it into the event, or, God forbid, you could actually take a wage yourself, that kind of thing.
Will help.
Right. But I wonder whether that kind of thing, and if you then make a more interactive version of THU TV to go with it at maybe the €100 price, then suddenly you have a way of actually integrating
balance
both, right?
I don't know.
Because maybe it solves both problems.
Again, THU is a new event. Like, I got your point, and honestly, we thought about that. And Ian McKeag in 2015, when we decided that we will be the last year, he told me you should do THU TV exactly for that number, €2,000. Because in the US, several events is €2,000, and what you are giving to the attendees, it costs much more. So it's a fair price, and if they don't understand the price, they don't need to be here. That's the kind of that's the conversation we had with Ian McKeag. However, even if it's correct, I still believe we are not in that position to do that kind of stuff. I still believe that it's hard for us. It will be a struggle, but the honest and the more easy way to work is still the way we are working. €600 is a flat price. People already know the price, so they're already working. We know this year we had a couple of several attendees that they start saving for THU 2 years ago. They knew the price was €600. They knew that, and so they start saving. So if I change the price for over 2,000, and all this hard work that these young kids has been doing to save for coming to THU TV will disappear.
I mean, I don't disagree with any of that, except the business person in me thinks.
The business person, in my opinion, the business person, you have two ways, to be honest, or bringing more sponsors or bringing more tribe members. That's the only way to do it. and obviously get revenue to different sources, like from THU TV, for THU, the live brand, our fashion line, let's say this. It's more than ever. We are selling to all over the world, and more artists. They are proud to use our brand, and that's the next step. Is THU is starting a fashion line in a way where part of the revenue from the fashion line will be used to help the community, and the community is helping themselves. So it's super cool. But revenue-wise is the only way to do it. It's more partners or bringing more tribe members.
Right.
And we did this year, 900 attendees. It's a huge number. Art events, we are now, besides CTNX, it's not even an art event. We are the #1 in the world.
Do you think you've made mistakes before? With
I made a lot of
THU?
mistakes. I still, this
well,
year
maybe
was...
there's an opportunity to make another one.
Well,
Try it out one year, and if it doesn't work, you never have to do it again.
True. Actually, Scott Ross had that idea. Like when we decided, okay, let's do it one more edition, but we'll not announce any speaker on any location.
Right.
And let's do the price €1,000 to see if the community really support.
But it's an experiment, right?
Yeah, it is. But I'm not.
And understand that's really against who you are.
I'm not
really
comfortable.
against who you are.
I'm not comfortable with that experience. I prefer to try different stuff that actually. They are hard to do too. For example, I spent 2 years struggling against myself about growing the tribe. That was 2 years process about should I grow the pride? Should I grow?
How big was it last year?
Last year was 600.
Right. So this time you have 33% more people.
Yes.
And from what I'm hearing from everybody who's here, this year is better than last year.
But that's exactly
it's
what
a
I
vibe,
learned.
it's everything.
It's not about the number. It's about the energy. It's about the stories. It's about the experience. And more people, more energy, more stories, more creativity.
Yeah. But I think that is what THU is, right? And I think that is what
yes,
you and your team inject
true,
into
but
this.
I was really afraid to lose the tribe. I was really afraid to... We always have the feeling this is special because we are a small community, because we are a small event. And in my perspective, I knew that the secret of THU is a combination of a lot of details. I knew that, and I know that. However, in terms of what this means about the tribe, I always knew also, that having a small group, you have more intimate connections. That was my thoughts. What I learned this year or last year was, the experience wasn't the best. Was a lot of good things, but something was missing last year. And this year, and Scott Ross was wrong. It was right. Was the lack of people, and now with 900 people, and you don't feel it 900 people. No. Everybody.
Because I think what's happened is that you still have small groups. They're just many small groups.
And so they rotate because we have several activities, and they choose in a really organic way. And because they are stuck in Peninsula, so at the end of the day they are at home. Yeah. It's not like going to any big city like Paris or London or Barcelona.
Yeah, imagine running this in Vegas. That just wouldn't work.
It will be impossible because they are in the city. The speakers they are there. They speak and they go home, or they are going to visit the city. It's terrifying to be in an incredible city like London or Paris or Amsterdam or Barcelona, and we'll be stuck in that place.
Yeah,
even if you go to a bar, we'll be crowded easily and we'll not be comfortable.
Well, that's a good thing about here. There's fuck all else to do.
So
you're stuck with all the people, and everybody you see is like...
Yes, and if you move THU to another place, the location should be like this, should be isolated, that will allow everyone to be stuck in that place and to have these incredible organic connections. And that's the beauty of THU, in my opinion.
So is there anywhere else like that?
We announced public that we are dealing with Malta. That probably we are going to Malta. It's not decided yet. I still need to figure out a lot of stuff. But for sure, we know that the Troy is becoming too small. Right. With the conditions we have to do this event here, the needs of THU are now completely different from the beginning. Right. We have and I'm learning that every day, and it's not easy, to be honest.
I guess the interesting challenge here, you've grown here for 5 events, right?
Yes.
You went from, the first one was 250 or so?
120 people.
120 people. So you've grown like 6 times over to get to where we are now.
Correct.
And moving into a different location may actually be scary because you may have more space,
It's,
but you're not really, you don't know the thing, you don't know the feel of the
it's
place.
super
and that kind of thing.
scary. It is.
Oh, your face.
Yeah. But
Oh, dear.
what should he do? Like, that's the question. What should he do? Like, everyone, and like you said, if they are obliging us to do this, it's because we are helping the community and we are actually doing something different.
Right.
And they always want different stuff. They always want different experience. And I'm not sure I
Going to
can.
Malta would be a different experience.
It's indeed, but I'm not sure if I can continue to do that experience here. We're already using everything in Troja.
Yeah.
There's no other way to grow.
Yeah.
There's all the locations are actually they're being used by us. So what's next? I'm not sure if I don't have the solution, to be honest, yet.
Right.
I have some ideas that, and I will pitch with some our partners, Lenovo, Unity, King, Nordius, and they are aware, Supercell, Wacom. There have been several meetings here and trying to figure out what can we and we can't do and how can we really move forward in our project and to help the community to be different. And we still don't have the answer, but we know that we need to change a lot of stuff.
Right.
And changing is scary, and changing to Malta, to a different country, oh boy, it's super scary.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I'm prepared, to be honest.
You want to hear a secret?
What?
I don't think I could point to Malta on a map.
You what?
I couldn't. If you give me a map, I have no idea where Malta is. I have no
Well,
idea.
to be honest,
This makes me a terrible person.
5 years ago, the same with Portugal.
That's not true.
A lot
It's
of-
the one that's kind of next to Spain.
Spain, it's Spain. Portugal is Spain. And I'm proud that, at least in our industry, now everybody knows there's something happening in Portugal.
Yeah.
And that is something magical for my country, something magical for
Yeah.
my city, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's the reality. Nowadays, the industry, the global industry knows there's something happening in Portugal, and it's called THU Trojan Horse was a unicorn. So if you go to Malta, we'll make sure that everybody knows where is Malta, to be honest.
Sure. That's you're now the tourism board of Malta.
Yes, I will be that, to be honest.
Nice. Any last thoughts? Anything that you've learned this year?
What I learned this year, politics.
Okay.
I've been learning a lot about politics. With more partners, with more tribe members, the responsibility, it's higher. It's different. And
Is
you
it
need-
weighing on you?
Sorry?
Is it weighing you down? Is it difficult?
It's difficult. It's much difficult. You need to manage a lot of small details to make this happen. Everybody's afraid the investment that everybody's doing, it's super huge nowadays.
Right.
We are no longer, we spend 1.4 million in this event. It's not a small event. And you can see it, everything here. And but it's the kind of stuff that I have been learning that, okay, because as you know, the most scary and crazy thing about THU was I talked with partners and I said, you need to give me money, but you don't have any booths, you don't have any logos, trust me.
Yeah.
They will know, but you need to trust me. And this was THU.
Yeah, that's the vibe, right? And
That's the vibe. But now
that's part of the magic. That's how it's been.
yeah, but now big companies are coming, and obviously they believe now. They believe, but we spent the last 12 months managing expectations and dealing in a different way to make sure that yes, they are here to support us because we need them, and not financial, to be honest, but in terms of what they can give us in terms of hardware and software and networking wise, but they need to do in our way. So how can we convince them to do exactly what we want without changing our philosophy? Companies like Oculus, is Facebook.
Yep.
What the hell is Facebook?
I've heard of those guys.
Yeah, it's a super small company.
Yeah.
It's like it's Facebook. We are now dealing with Facebook. THU happened in my hometown, and we are dealing with Facebook and telling Facebook, yes, we just send the EPS, your logo, and don't care about anything else. We manage that.
We've got this.
We got this. And what? And they did. And last night they told us that was the best experience ever, the VR battles, the way we did.
That was so much fun.
Best VR battles ever for Oculus. And like, whoa, really? And again, was like 12 months process learning about politics and working in a different way to make sure that we can actually achieve our goals and not losing our soul was the most interesting thing I learned this year.
Awesome. Well, on that note, I think we're out of time. And I think I hear a beer with my name on it down there somewhere. So I'm going to let you go, André. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
It was awesome,
It was
as
really
always.
good. I really like it.